Hey, it's Chronologically Gaming, the only channel that's perpetually retro because we're playing every video game in order of release. Tonight we have a very special guest. You know him as Kcclubkirby. He's been in the video game industry for several years, doing work at Activision Blizzard and making video games happen right now. Chronologically Gaming is excited and humble to welcome Dave Tiscarino to the show. Dave, thanks so much for joining us.
Hey, thanks for having me. Excited to be here.
Yeah, this is going to be a blast. Welcome back to 1982. You are our very first guest of 1982.
It is a pleasure. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, we're going to dive right in and get to it. We got a lot of games to play. Going to have some fun. Last game we checked out was Zero Gravity Pinball. Kind of an underwhelming title. They tried to do a different take on pinball. I know you're a pinball fan. It doesn't hit the same mark, but I don't know if you saw that episode or not.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't super good. Let's press forward and see our next game. We are still on the Apple II, and this is Shuttle Intercept. Now, for those of you just joining that have never seen a guest before, Dave is going to be right here with me in 1982, not just mentally, possibly physically in 1982, playing all the games alongside us. So let's take a look at Shuttle Intercept for the Apple II. We don't have a lot of artwork for this one, just the 5 1/4 floppy disk. This is by the Hayden Book Company, and we just got a screenshot for it. Looks like possibly Defender clone. Let's pop in and play some Shuttle Intercept. It is April 10th, 1982. And Dave, you have the power. I'm going to push C for Shuttle Intercept. You have the Apple II paddles in your hand. He will be playing Shuttle Intercept. So finally, I am not going to be blamed for my terrible video game playing.
Well, yeah, you can blame me for my terrible video game playing.
Yes,
I have no idea what I'm doing here. I see these things and I'm trying to shoot them. Some of them seem to kill me.
Oh, they switch it up.
Some of them don't.
Whoa, the game is moving really fast.
I have no idea what just happened.
Now I'm wondering, we're obviously playing on an overpowered Apple IIe, so I'm wondering if this isn't the actual experience you would have had. Maybe it's going a little faster than the experience before. But
after I died, it definitely went a lot faster for some reason. Okay, so some things I can shoot, some things I can't.
Yeah, you have a crane at the top of your
red things that I can shoot. I can't shoot the green things.
Yeah, let me help you out. Let me do something really quick on the screen. Yeah, there we go. So Shuttle Intercept, you control a space shuttle that can move vertically up and down. Satellites, asteroid, UFOs, and rockets stream from the right of the screen. The shuttle is armed with a laser that fires to the right and can shoot down oncoming dangers. It has the ability to catch satellites with the mechanical arms that protrude from the top of the vehicle. After several rounds of incoming objects, the player enters a meteor storm. Oh, that was the meteor storm that blew you away. With a number of fast-moving asteroids to avoid, and then returns to a regularly scheduled game. Okay, so let's go back in.
I'm supposed to use my arm to grab things, it looks like.
Yes, I think so.
Okay.
So that means the top arm of the ship.
Avoid the red things, but try to grab the green thing. Oh, goodness.
Whoa, that moves so fast. How
am I supposed to dodge these things?
You're doing it. As long as you keep moving. Oh, but they got...
goodness.
They even added missiles on top of it? Oh my gosh.
I will say, as fun as it is to fly around and shoot, there isn't a lot of messaging to the player about what I'm supposed to... What do I grab? What is the... Do I grab this thing? No, not that.
From what I understand, because I saw you shooting, the circular object you could shoot, and then the ones that are in the shape of an X are the satellites to pick up.
Okay.
So that one there. Here we go. Watch that track mode. So
That's
it actually picks those up, and then you shoot the smaller ones, and then it's giving you like an arcade attraction mode telling you how to do it. That's nice.
That's cool. That is helpful.
Yeah, we played a really similar game before, but it didn't have it's a totally different distributor or publisher, but they added the arm to the satellite. Hey, you didn't die from that one.
Oh, all right. Come on.
This is another game that it feels like we should have power-ups. Like the capsules should be a power-up, but we still haven't seen power-ups in a shooter yet to pick up.
It is so hard to grab anything.
Wow, you did it! Oh my gosh, look how crazy fast that is. Oh, and then it goes back to the other mode. Okay, so then...
But I have more enemies and things to look out for now.
Wow, it's so hectic.
It's definitely a different mode than initially. Oh, I grabbed something.
You grabbed one. You finally got one. It looks like all it does is give you points, because you're supposed to be, I guess, capturing the satellites with the shuttle.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness.
Wow. I don't believe this. It's like it's like watching a stuntman.
All right. I'm glad that I'm able to stay alive this long. This is my best run ever. All right.
I'm really impressed with the scrolling. The speed of the Apple II, it's very impressive.
Mm-hmm.
We've already seen plenty of Defender clones, the horizontally scrolling games for the Apple II, so this is another one they can add to it.
Yeah.
Yes, maybe it's similar to the other one. That's a good point, Chiptune. That's pretty funny. And don't ignore this screen because this is obviously cracked. So the clone stranger is just who cracked the game, but no, it has nothing to do with this one. All right, so he was playing on the paddle control. It comes with 2 buttons, and all he's doing is swiveling the paddle left and right. So the controls are not as impressive, but it is interesting playing with a paddle controller. So as always, Dave, all guests get to rate the game. You get the power to rate everything. Do you want to review on the 5-star system, or are you pretty familiar with how it works?
I do remember how it works. I'm going to go with something that it feels like a pretty average game, so something like 3.
Okay, yep. That's our bare bones average. 3 stars, sounds good. All right, so Shuttle Intercept, a perfectly average game for the Apple II. Let's press forward and see our next game. Oh man, oh man. We went from high-powered action, super fast flying, to this. This is the Cosmic Balance for the Atari home computer. You ready to put your thinking cap on and not play an action game, right?
I just want to be taken to space. This is the space game day, it looks like.
Yes, that's right. All right, let's take a look at the box for the Cosmic Balance. So this is for Apple and Atari. We'll be playing on the Atari version. This is by Rapid Fire. Flip it over in the back, and this is the tactical space game. Challenges your skills as Starship Commander and Designer. And you can see here they're giving us lots of information about the game on the back of the box. And we even have a few screenshots down below. And like usual, in the 80s, it's not real screenshots. They're just made up to look like possible screenshots. They show you the simulation side and then the status check. Cosmic Balance goes a long way to broaden the popular perspective of space games, letting you become both Starship Captain and Architect. This is a deep game. It also says in the bottom one, look for Cosmic Balance 2. The sequel can be played in conjunction with this one, which this is the very first one. Let's see what we have for Cosmic Balance.
Already advertise your sequel on the back of the box.
That's a good thing or a bad thing. All right, so here's some other games by SSI, Strategic Simulations Incorporated. We played Galactic Gladiators and Cytron Masters, I believe. Yeah, we've seen all of those, and then we just have an example of a screenshot for the game.
Okay.
I just saw the comments. L. Curtis B was saying about the cheating of the Apple II. Maybe that's a good rating then, given an average. Pretty smart there. All right, we have the manual for this one. This one is going to be a little difficult to explain because of how complicated it is. So if you doze off, Dave, I totally understand. This is the Cosmic Balance. So we just went from a space game requiring reflexes. This is completely different. This is a typical form for SSI. Let's make a game that involves you creating ships or a fleet of ships and then sending commands to all those ships and then acting out the commands, which means there really is no controller at all or joystick control. So what we're going to do in
spreadsheet the game.
Yes, we're going to play some VisiCalc as the strategy game. All right, so we're the fighting spacecraft of the 24th century. Some of those beautiful and deadly machines ever built. So it's the 24th century. They thought ahead. I know we're going to see games later where the apocalypse is, 1992. So at least we're not doing that. Their designers sought the optimum balance of speed, maneuverability, defenses, and offensive weaponry, always trying to create the perfect ship. Unfortunately, many of competent captain commanders found this perfect ship reduced to a helpless hulk of superior ship in the hands of skilled commander. They learned the first rule of Cosmic Balance. For every ship, there is an equal and opposite counter ship. So here is the way the game works. They got 3 different phases. They have the setup phase. This is where you choose between 6 different scenarios, and then you design 4 different ships on each side. So a total of 8 ships that you could design and play in the game. Yes. Then the next phase is the orders phase, where you take all those ships and all you do, I'm telling you again, it's 1982. It's April 1982. All you do is you type in the keyboard the commands to send to those ships. That's all you do in the orders phase. You're just using the keyboard. And then you have the execution phase where it plays out your orders. your hands are put your hands in the air because you don't do anything. You just wait and watch what orders your ships execute, and then determine if you win the battle, and then you play as a turn-based game. Every turn works that way. Okay, so they're going to break down the beginning of the game here. We're going to see that when we boot it up, so we'll breeze by that. And then they talk about the victory points, how you're awarded at the end. Dave and I will not be finishing the scenario, I'll tell you that. We're just going to give you a taste of what it's like, and hopefully not mess anything up or blow a ship up. So we'll breeze by the victory points.
Stream for this game.
Yes, that's true. Gosh, we could spend, I know you could spend months on this, like other SSI games. So yeah, we're not doing the entire stream on the Cosmic Balance. So the scenario we're going to be working on is the Deep Space Encounter. The infamous deep space battle of the Starship Enterprise, which I'll be playing as Starship Enterprise, fought the Starship Reliant, which Dave will be playing the Reliant, inside the remote boundary of the Alliance. So we're each going to command one ship. So just bear in mind, we're only doing one ship each for this scenario. And you can play with more in other scenarios, but we are not. We're going to play this bare bones one. The conditions of the scenario is basically to get out or destroy the other person, and then finish with a certain amount of victory points. So basically capture and destroy the other ship. It's mano a mano, one ship each. We're going to breeze by the other scenarios. Not going to be playing those, but look at all these different scenarios that you can play in the game. And this is the first game. They advertised the sequel. What's the sequel have if all this is in the first one? That's crazy. All right, so the next section breaks down the setup phase. We will not need this for Deep Space Encounter because the game's already ready. It's set up for us to play. We don't have to do any ships or build ships or any of that stuff. So another reason we're doing the first scenario, we don't have to build ships. It would take forever. But look at all the things you can do. Watch this. You can pick what size of ship, the classes of ship, the design of the ship, how many spaces left inside the ship, the speed of the ship, power, efficiency, maximum acceleration, mass, the design specifications, all these options and more, range, cargo. What is that? The fighter bay, because you have ships that can have ships inside of those ships. You also have an away team that can beam aboard other ships, and you can work inside as smaller, like individual crew in your enemy ship. I know it's crazy.
These kinds of games blow my mind because the amount of thought that has to go into each one of these aspects of each individual ship, it's incredible.
It proves that the intelligence has always been there. It's just the limitations of the hardware that was just keeping people down. But as Shigeru Miyamoto always says, the limitations is really what breeds the creativity.
Right.
All right, so I'm still breezing through all the things you can do to build ships. Drives, transmission, tractor armor, marine, belts.
I think making 8 ships and customizing each of these aspects for each one, that's amazing to me.
Can you imagine if we wanted to do that? Like if it's 1982 and I'm like, hey Dave, you want to come over to my house, my Apple II, I got a new game, let's check it out. How long would it take us, you think?
Probably spend all night just designing starships.
And not even get to the play in the game, right? I'm still going through specifications. And then finally, when you complete your ship, you name it, you can save it to disk. And now this is what we will be doing. We'll be doing the orders phase. So whenever it's a player's turn, you go to the status display and then you make commands that you want to send. The commands are map, identity, course, shield, weapon, belt, jam, CCM transport, and then exit, just to say you're done. And then it explains what all the commands do. Like when you're on the map, it's pretty much just seeing where you are in time and space. Where's your ship? And then identify is identifying the other enemy ships. It'll actually point them out, but ours is pretty simple. It's just one ship versus another ship. And then course and speed change to move the ship. This is not using a joystick, which is a shame. The Atari computer needs the Atari joystick plugged in, but no, you don't do any of that. It's all tactical. It's only strategy. So this is to change your course. Like what course do you want? At what degree do you want to turn the ship? And you point the numbers in of what degree you want to turn the ship. And then what kind of time point do you want it to be? How much power do you want to use to move your ship? What kind of speed? What kind of acceleration? All this stuff is used for just that one command. And then we also have the shield command. Charging shields, draining shields, or diverting power in different places. It's all here in this command. Look at this. Gosh. And then we have next charging and firing weapons. Once you go to W, you have different types of weapons. Some can be charged and fired in the same mode. So again, I'm breezing by the manual as fast as I can, but there's so much to this. There is so much. Look at how many different types of weapons you can use and power involved. And then weapon characteristics. And then this is the other one too. What kind of when the target's in range, what weapon will fire? Like, what kind of attack do you want to do with the weapon? Is it last instant fire? Which, it's just so much stuff. Oh my gosh. And then the other thing is defense against, setting up other defenses against the people. And this mostly works with if you have multiple fleets of ships. And then transporters. You can beam parties aboard. So if like Dave forgets to turn on shields, I can beam people onto his ship to try to take them out too.
All right, on-ship combat? Oh my goodness. This is like XCOM.
Yes, it's insane. And then finally, the execution phase is we just sit back and watch to see what we did. So I know I've blown up the game and made it super impressive, like the people playing Pac-Man there in the ad, but it's not going to be quite like that. Let's play some Cosmic Balance. This is April 16th, 1982, developed by Paul Murray. Way to go, Paul, on SSI.
All right, I hope you're ready to control everything, because I don't remember what letters to type.
Yes, as usual, I'm going to be keyboard. All the keyboard games, I'll be playing those. All right, so I'm going to fast forward a little bit through the intro. There it is. All right, now we already picked the scenario we want. We already set everything up, so ignore the first screen. I'm going to captain the Enterprise, so I'm going to push number 1 for the Enterprise.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's going to build the game in the background. It's always placing you in random places, but this is the easiest, simplest scenario. All ships are made, all the specifications, their weapons, all that stuff. And then Dave's going to be playing as the Reliant. And you have to remember the names of your ships, because every time it asks for commands, you have to type in that ship to play. Bizarre. And to bear in mind, when we play games like this on the live stream, Dave, we're usually looking for a demonstration mode and just letting a demonstration play out just because it's so intense.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Player 1's turn. That's me. Player 2's supposed to turn away. Yeah, don't look. If we were playing like hardcore. All right, so orders for what ship? I'm the Enterprise, so I type E and enter. And then we look at a giant spreadsheet. And it's so overwhelming at first. And this is, again, one ship. I just selected one. And I say what I want to do. So I'm just going to say for my turn, I'm going to charge some weapons. So I'm going to hit W for weapons, and then it's going to say charge weapons. I'm going to charge the weapons and ask which one. I want all 4 of my photons to work. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, and 4. And you can see they're now charged. And in the same turn, because I've read the manual, I know I can fire after charging this weapon. So I'm going to say F for fire, and I want to fire 1, 2, 3, and 4. And which ship is the target? It's you, the Reliant. So I hit R for Reliant. And now it asks what kind of fire, range, time, or last instant. Let's just do range. And let's make it far. I want to shoot out, like, way out there. And I'm just going to say I'm done. So my turn is finished. I'm going to exit out of this. Exit back. No, oh, yeah, there's obviously a lot more decisions I could make. But, you know, we're playing a live stream here.
What amazes me is that there is so much information on the screen at once that it basically looks like a frame around the entire screen. It's just so chock full of info.
Yeah, right? On the Atari computer, too.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I'm ending my turn, and now it's player 2's turn, so I'm not looking, and then he sits down at the keyboard, and he now does his turn. So orders for which ship, and you only have one, so R for Reliant. We'll be pretending like Dave's typing them in. Okay, now you can tell me what orders do you want to do for your turn?
All right, this time, you know, I'm going to charge my heavy weapon and shoot that.
Okay. So we're going to go W for weapon, charge, and we want to do heavy, so that's 3, 4, and 5. And you can see those are now charged. Now, I don't remember if heavy can fire on the same turn. Let's try it, though.
Make sure to check on the manual, and it says you can charge and fire.
Oh, sweet. All right, we're going fire. And then which ones? We want 3, 4, and 5. Which ship is the target? E for Enterprise. And then, what, range? And it's fire far, I guess?
Yeah, range. That's fine, yeah.
And we'll do the same one, 9, I guess, right? There we go. All right. Now, you can do a lot more commands. Do you want to do more on your turn?
That's okay. We'll keep it with just weapon firing.
Yeah, this is more like a simulation. Very good point, Curtis. So there you go. This is exiting out. We're exiting out, and now we're going to end the turn. And just bear in mind, this was one turn. One turn for one ship each. Ready? Now it goes into execution phase. Did we even get our commands to do anything? Okay, so what ship is the origin? In other words, which one do you want to focus on? Let's focus on the Enterprise. And then what scale? Do we want it zoomed in or out? Let's try a scale of 3. Ready? And go. Oh. There we go. The turn's over.
Wow. That was so exhilarating. Can't
All
wait
that.
for more turns.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure you do trial and error because you saw, wait a second, I don't think it fired far enough, or I don't think, I charged enough, or whatever, like, and it probably so much trial and error. Think about all the time you spent if we built these ships ourselves, and then went in and spent all night doing that. Imagine, it'd probably be a weekend in 1982. Well, we had a good weekend building the ships. Let's spend next week.
It's kind of like those board games that you just play all weekend long with your friend.
Yeah, that's true, because this is tapping into all those war game tactical fans. All right, so that's the only taste we'll do of Cosmic Balance. Now, obviously, we didn't play the game to the full extent, but Dave, if it was 1982, what would you give Cosmic Balance of all the games that you could play at this point?
I think the UI really drags this game down, and it's not exciting as much as I would like to watch things play out, so I'm going to go with 2.
2 stars. Gotcha. Okay. What I typically do with games that are this large of scope is I check out reviews that other people said at the time to help me gauge, is this really bad, or is it my perspective nowadays? But yeah, 2 stars. It's a bad game. Best of the bad game, so you could say, at least.
It had some cool ideas, but it just couldn't execute them as well as I would have liked.
Right. All right, let's see where we're going now. All right, it's time to go to the arcade and play Dig Dug.
Dig Dug!
This one we got some fun for everyone. We're gonna break Dig Dug into when it was first released. So we're actually gonna go to Japan first, because at this point Dig Dug is only being released in Japan. We'll play both versions. Let's take a look at the artwork for Dig Dug. So this is the instructions you would have seen in Japan. Yeah. So can you break down, tell us how to play the game in Japanese, Dave?
I would only be able to pick out a few characters and letters here, so do not rely on me for reading this.
Well, even if you get the characters, I mean, the cutesy artwork and instruction with pictures works really well too. This is not really an advertisement flyer. This is just the instructions that were next to the cabinet. So while you're playing, you could be like, how do I play this? And then you look over to the side. And then this is what they had in North America. This was originally developed and published by Namco in Japan, and then Atari picked it up. And you ask yourself, wait, I thought Namco and Bally Midway were doing things together. No, Bally Midway messed up with Miss Pac-Man and releasing Pac-Man when Namco didn't want him to. So they ditched Bally Midway, and now Namco reaches out to Atari, and Atari gets to publish this one in other regions besides Japan. So there you go. That's the actual advertisement flyer in Japan. Amazing.
Wow.
And we flip it over the back and we go back to North America for that one. So who are we playing? Dig Dug. And there's Puka and Fygar. Don't forget Fygar. Everybody loves Fygar.
Of course.
Dig Dug's an exciting new type of maze game. New players create their own mazes by controlling Dig Dug, a dauntless miner who feverishly digs tunnels to dodge or destroy precocious Puka or the ferocious Fygar. Fygar? And collect veggie treasures. You change screens, multiple levels of difficulty, 21 unique sound effects, and a calliope accompaniment enhanced gameplay. Hey, that's pretty nice. Dig Dug's the fun-filled new strategy challenge. And you can see here they got lots of information about the game, how to play, getting things, dropping rocks and so forth, and with examples of the arcade cabinet. Yes, the father of Mr. Driller.
It even looks like Mr. Driller.
Right? Yeah, look at the one on the side of the arcade cabinet. Totally looks like him. So let's flip the arcade cabinet around so you can see the artwork done so well. I love the style. It's something new. It doesn't look like traditional anime in Japan. It doesn't look like anything we've seen with Pac-Man. It's awesome.
They went with their own thing and it worked so well.
Yeah, and notice how the artwork is similar to the title, like the words in Dig Dug. Match it is so cool.
Great style.
And there's our control panel. All you need to have is a 4-way joystick and then the pump button, and that's it. And kind of like what I was saying before the live stream, Dave, this doesn't have 2 joysticks, so we don't switch back and forth, between 2 players. It's literally you have to move out of the way. Get out of the way so I can play as the second player.
Right.
There you go. We have 4-way joystick. There's the arcade marquee. Man, I'm loving the artwork on it. And then we have some more here. This is the other release by Karateco, which they changed their artwork up. It doesn't really look just like Dig Dug, but just so you can see in other regions what he looked like.
Yeah, this is for France, looks like.
And just a few cool artworks that we have for Dig Dug. Oh,
Wow.
Dig Dug.
All right.
And we got the manual. Since it was in North America, Atari got the manual, and this one's pretty impressive as far as arcade manuals go. They even have the picture.
Beautiful.
All right, so let's see. We're going to breeze by how to install this, but Atari usually has what's new or cool. Oh, there we go. Yeah, don't infringe on Atari. Don't mess up with them or Namco. We'll breeze by table of contents. Oh, wow. Here we go. Chiptune just threw in the comments. I'll let Dave take that one. Dig Dug or Mr. Do? Which one would be your preference?
I don't know what Mr. Do is.
Oh, then it's only Dig Dug.
I guess it'll be Dig Dug for me.
I'm going to say Dig Dug as well because it was the first to make this. Mr. Do is pretty much copying off of that.
Ah, okay.
All right, so we're going to scroll down. New features. Joystick control has a new 4-position control made of steel molded plastic. I think we've seen that one before. Game sounds is another big one. There's 21 different game sounds. That is a big plus. They're taking it from Pac-Man sound and cranking it up a notch for Dig Dug.
Mm-hmm.
Does that have anything about the game itself? So we got instructions. Look, they even added, while you're reading about voltage, they have characters in the manual. That's awesome.
That's great.
Don't even know switch location. So you see it's very technical. We're not setting up arcade cabinets here. The self-test goes in. There's Figar showing up. There you go. Gameplay. It has the different modes for the game. Attract mode, ready to play, and then play mode. It shows you about moving around, digging up tunnels. And they advertise, like we saw, that it's making your own maze. It's better than Pac-Man because you're creating the maze that you want. And this isn't the first, though, to do that. Because we played everything, I realized Dig Dug was not the first. There's been about 4 or 5 times, Dave, where I was like, wait, Dig Dug... I thought Dig Dug was the first. What's going on here?
But there are other games where you're making your own mazes, huh?
Yes.
Wow.
It was shocking. Anyway, so you control Dig Dug. Monsters get trapped inside caves. Some of the monsters can warp around. Dig Dug destroys monsters by pumping them up until they burst. So he's destroying monsters by inflating them till they explode. Oh, well said. Chiptune says Mr. Do has the better sequels. Yeah, Dig Dug 2 is not as impressive. I can agree with you there. All right, so you dig tunnels under rocks to get them to drop. A rock can fall vertically or horizontally, goes through thin layers of dirt from one tunnel to the next. In a vertical tunnel, Dig Dug can stay directly under a rock and it will not drop. However, in a horizontal tunnel, Dig Dug must move out from under a rock right away or that he will be crushed. Now, are you familiar with... have you played Dig Dug, Dave? Are you familiar with how it works?
I've played it a bit. I'm not super familiar, but I know the basics.
And you know the rocks falling on enemies and moving around the maze?
Well, now I know. Now that we've read it.
Yeah, reading the manual, I've unearthed and found stuff I had no idea what it was about. But I actually figured this out because I've seen people play the game that were really good. And I was like, oh, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
You can... Oh, look at the points. They have tons of different food for you to eat, like Pac-Man. Because this is Namco, so they put the food in there for you. All right, there we go. Don't need to do any troubleshooting. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to go to Japan first. Dave is going to play the Japanese release of Dig Dug. It's April 19th, 1982. Namco is giving us Dig Dug in the arcades.
And I feel like Namco are really good at like perfecting something. Even if they didn't create the maze creation genre, they really perfected it with this, I feel like.
Oh, yeah. The idea of Pac-Man, because Miss Pac-Man was not released by Namco. It was Bally Midway that did Miss Pac-Man.
Yeah, all right, I got one.
Nice. So right now, Dave is playing in Japan, stepping up to the side, takes out Figar, very nice.
Sneak up behind him there.
I love that the music doesn't move until you move.
All right. Cool.
Playing as many games as we do, I'm actually astounded that this early on we still don't have a lot of music in video games. It's a little ditty here and there in arcades, but it's very, 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 very slight on the music we'll hear. So if I ever hear a track for anything, like when we played darts on the Atari home computer, I was like, oh my gosh, this sounds amazing, because darts had an actual song that played.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to try and see if I can get this rock to... Oh, nope, I got myself.
No, you can... I didn't know you could crush yourself.
All right. I
thought it would go right through you.
I would hope so, but I kind of saw the writing on the wall as it was falling on me here.
That is hilarious. Oh yeah, the sound when they pop is very satisfying, yes. And just like when we played Pac-Man, I was amazed at this constant sound. The classic sound effects you hear from the golden age of arcade games, they're there. And you get this in Dig Dug, like non-stop sound, and it feels like you're attributing to the soundtrack. You're creating the music with every step. Oh! Yeah, when they go... Oh, and the last enemy always runs away. Oh, you got him, yeah.
It's interesting how even when they're going through the walls, you can still pump them up.
Yeah, you have a little sliver.
Yeah.
Yep, like that.
I also love that, yeah, you can shoot through small walls like that.
That's going to come into play when we play all the ports on other home consoles and computers. Some of the ports, you cannot do that. They're not honoring the arcade game. All right, you want another round in Japan before we go to North America?
Sure. Give this another go. All right, maybe this time I'm going to start by going down. Because I really want to get this rock to fall on
yeah, if you make the hole there, yep.
Well, wait, I need to... There we go.
There it is, yep.
Right.
Go all the way up. Go, go, go. Oh!
Yeah!
You got him.
All right, that felt good. Uh-oh, uh-oh. But then I got surrounded.
Yeah, that's almost taking an homage to Hyankyo Alien, where you start to attack or make a hole, but you are defenseless. So while you're pumping someone up, you have to make sure you're not surrounded by anybody else.
What has been difficult for me to figure out is that the game is on a grid, so even if I wanted to turn right now, I can't. It's making me go up until I get to the point that I can turn right.
Oh, yeah, good point. Yeah, the chicken ran away. Every time the last enemy always chickens out and bails. Oh, there we go. Nice.
Oh, I wasn't quite there. Oh no! They're coming for me!
Now, I would give Dig Dug, as far as the games we've seen, the high-quality arcade games, I would give this one notch above Miss Pac-Man. Not just because of the controversy making, it a hack of original Pac-Man, but just because this is taking the formula of a maze game and just throwing a lot of creativity in it, making it something new, fresh, and then you have another cutesy enemy that, by the way, resembles more of a person or a humanoid-looking person rather than, a pizza like Pac-Man.
Yeah. This actually looks like a person. Maybe it's me. Maybe I'm going into space and taking on these creatures.
You're Dig Dug?
I think so.
Oh, there he goes.
I'm gonna say I am. Oh no, come back.
And then the music speeds up. And that right there, so charming. The music at the end when you finish the level.
Just a lot of great sound and music in Namco games. I feel like they have still been the kings of that. Because, has anything beat the Pac-Man soundtrack?
It's very impressive, yeah.
You come back here. You come back.
Oh, you touched him. Oh, I thought you were going to get him to the wall.
Yeah, I thought so too.
Let's see if he just runs. Yeah. There we go. Nice.
So they don't run away right away if you've died, it seems like. Oh my gosh. I don't think I'm going to be able to do this.
Yeah, there's a lot of enemies. Oh, and you already got someone coming after you? Well, they do advertise it as you make your own mazes, but when you get to later difficulties, you don't really have time to build your own maze. By the time you move, the enemies are already coming after you.
Right.
And we
didn't just keep coming to me, and now I'm trying to catch up to this guy.
Oh, see,
yeah, I can't do it by getting behind them. Maybe I need to get ahead of them with the maze and then take them out. All right.
Something else though. You had a pretty good score. I guess there's no high score. Like I noticed you didn't put your name in the Japanese one.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. So now let's go to the North American release. So this is the one Atari has published. There really isn't that much different about it, but I wanted to showcase some more artwork. This is what you would have seen in the Atari one. It was a little zoomed in whenever Dave was playing in Japan, because technically in Japan, it was just been those instructions we just saw on the side. But let me show you what else we got as far as artwork around the outside. We have the cocktail cabinet as well, still showing off the wood grain finish.
Ooh, I like
And
it.
it'd be flipped back and forth depending on how you play. And then we have for Xbox Live. What's Xbox? I don't know what that is. And we'll go to this one here. That's the one we want. Actually, I'm going to zoom in on this one. There we go. All right, here we go. Notice that the attract mode is giving us a little bit more whenever it came to North America, explaining characters and so forth, and showing you a little bit more how to play.
Oh, I see that it shows you the lives you have at the bottom left. I don't remember that in the Japanese one.
Oh, yeah, I don't either. There may have been... Oh, look at this.
Ooh, a triple. They play better than me, that's for sure.
Yeah, right? All right, let's put a coin in, and there you can see Atari down at the bottom. Snagged it away from Bally Midway. Namco and Atari are now best of buds. And it'll always stay that way, right, Dave?
That's right.
Can I go through this one? No, I can't.
Yeah, you gotta get
let's see if he takes the bait. You just wait a little bit.
Oh, there you go. Wow, I like how they kind of tried to run away from it as it was falling.
They are smart. Whenever you did one, they ran away, and then one of them got away. Oh, you cheated. And what you can do is pause them. There you go, so you can get the other one before... And this guy's going to try to run away.
That's probably what I should have done before. When you get surrounded, you just kind of pump a little bit of each one.
Now, watch this guy run.
Wow, that's impressive.
Let me see if I can do what the attract mode did. Move around this side, come up here. And then see if this will do a long drop. Oh, they did try to dodge the side.
They tried to dodge, yeah.
Oh, and there's food to pick up. Let's go get the parsnip.
Maybe my problem was that I wasn't making much of a maze. I was just going straight for him.
Well, I understand when... Oh, he's going to run away. When you first play and see them go through walls, I remember thinking, oh, they're cheating. The other enemies are cheating. I can't go through walls. So it kind of dissuaded me from wanting to make a maze. Oh, the fire goes through, though. I got to watch out for that.
But it does look like if they're in the same maze as you, they won't travel as much.
Yeah.
So they will navigate the maze to try and get you. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, these guys aren't warping around. I thought they would. There's another arcade game we're going to see in 1982 called Burger Time that comes out, and way I'm waiting by the rock reminds me of waiting on one of the patties of Burger Time until the enemies come by and then drop the rock on him. I thought, yeah, that's not going to work. Yeah, he's smart.
Yeah. And again, I love the way that the music will stop when you stop moving.
Right there?
Yeah. The music only plays while you move, which is really impressive. And it will pause and resume it. It doesn't just, like, mute the sound. That's pretty cool technology.
Yeah. And, yeah, I'm on par with you, Chiptune. That's crazy, man.
Boy, you got farther than me. You got to level 4.
Well, I played a pro. Or I've seen a pro play, and I do a lot of research before doing the live stream, so I'm prepared.
I'm sure you've also probably played more Dig Dug than me.
In the arcades, yeah. It's a blast. All right, so of all the games you could play in 1982, what would you give Dig Dug?
I mean, that's got to be 5 stars.
It's got to be 5. I'm with you. It's a 5-star game. And not only is it one of the best games you could play, it's just, I mean, think of all the games you can play at the time. Put it this way, what would you fault Dig Dug? Like, what would you say Dig Dug is not doing well or could do better?
The only thing I could say it would maybe improve it is to ditch the grid style and allow you to change direction anytime.
Oh.
But, you know, that may not even be better. They may have already designed it a specific way because it was better that way.
Right, right. Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah, classic. All right, now, let's see what game we're playing next. We're going back to the Apple II, and this is Phaser Fire. Let's see what Phaser Fire is all about. Looking at the box first.
A lot of space.
Oh,
Looks
yeah.
like.
Space shooters are everywhere. Oh, I'm excited. This one's by Gabelli Software. Phaser Fire. Did Nasir Gabelli do this? It looks like art direction. I don't see it on this part. So this is the way you play. You move left and right, which the Apple did have cursors left and right. They just didn't have cursors up and down. Space for fire, S for shield, and then toggle between paddle and keyboard. Okay, I thought this was only keyboard. Don't fire all of the time. You have so many active phaser fires one time, and they're all on the screen. You won't be able to fire when you need to. Don't stay in the star portal too long. Okay, they're giving us some tips and tricks on how to play phaser fire. There's our 5 1/4 floppy disk and the example of the game. Let's pop in and play Phaser Fire. It's April 20th, 1982. So this one I'm going to do keyboard control. And so I'll be playing this one. You can just tell us what your thoughts on this one, Dave.
Okay. Sounds good to me.
Phaser Fire.
This reminds me a lot of those other games that we've seen where it's like you're shooting torpedoes at ships in the background. But these ones are definitely flying towards you, which makes it a little different.
And the shot isn't going further in the distance. And it doesn't look that way when I shoot, but I can shoot multiple shots. Never mind. Oh, they got me.
All
so
right.
I have a shield on the left side, and it said, I can put shields up with S, right? Let's see.
Okay, so you can, but then you put it down.
But this time that timing was really bad.
It ran out of shield, so you only have like a second or two of shield. You gotta time it just right.
Right. Okay, so I'm using the keyboard controls. It switched. Whoa! What's this?
Whoa! This reminds me actually a little bit of.
Whoa! I'm not firing. I'm moving.
This reminds me. Whoa.
What? Oh, okay, so I don't know what 0 page means.
Wow. Okay, so kind of some different gameplay going on here.
Yeah.
That second one with the corridor reminded me of, I don't know if you've seen the Strong Bad Email video game episode.
Yes.
The one game with that kind of art style.
Yes, that's a really good throwback there. All right, so this is the style of it disappearing in the distance reminds me of Nintendo's game Radar Scope, the one that they ended up converting into Donkey Kong, at least the way this looks. But I gotta say, controls are weird. I'm doing the keyboard. I can't fire and move at the same time. Once I fire, I stop moving. I don't know if you were able to see that. So every time I fire, I have to stand still. I cannot fire and move at the same. Yeah.
That's not good. In a game like this, you need to be able to move and shoot.
It almost makes me feel like
that's why they added the shield, maybe.
Yeah, I think it's by design to make you have a little different strategy than other shooters. I'm not doing it so well, though. Oh, 0 page. Thanks, L. Curtis B. So I didn't see who was the programmer for this one. I don't think this is Nasir Gabelli. It's Gabelli Software.
I don't think it was.
Someone else? Maybe a nod to playing that. So there's a quick taste. I would say it is a different take on the space game, and obviously there's not just one screen you see the whole time. But if you could play every game up to this point, what would you give Phaser Fire compared to the other ones, Dave?
I'm feeling 2.5 or 3 stars. Yeah, it seems kind of like just middle of the road to me.
Yeah, I'm with you. And it's. How would you say all the space games go? Like, have you seen a lot of space games? Is it wearing its welcome or not? But we're playing everything, so it's kind of unfair. Most people don't play this much.
I like space games, but I also like space games where you get to move around a little bit more. This one kind of kept you stationary. It wasn't as exciting as some of the other ones.
Last time you were on, we played the launch of Galaga, so you can kind of base what you saw playing Galaga compared to the other space games.
Right.
All right, that was Phaser Fire. And now, without further ado, it's time to go to the big event.
Just last night, I was lost in the jungle with Pitfall.
Oh my goodness, Pitfall.
That's right. It's time to play Pitfall on the Atari 2600, the release of Pitfall.
Now, as much as I am a video game player, I have actually never played Pitfall before.
Oh,
I'm
then you're
actually
in
really
for a
excited
treat.
to try it out.
Oh, this is great. So I compiled a bunch of ads on the left side. This is the famous one with starting with Jack Black advertising Pitfall. A bunch of other people. Yeah, that was Jack Black. And this one we go
to the gold.
Pitfall by Activision.
Go to Australia.
Atari video computer system. Here, show us.
First, climb down the underground passage. Leap over scorpions.
Take some notes, Dave.
I know
Swing over the swamp.
taking all the advice I can get.
Did I mention the tar pits?
Pitfall, a jungle adventure game designed by David Crane from Activision.
This is Pitfall, the smash hit video game by Activision that everybody wants for the Atari video computer system, with scorpions, tar pits, and rolling
I'm pretty
logs.
sure everyone had Pitfall, so
with underground passages
this thing
and cobra
had to have
rattlers,
sold millions and millions.
with swamps, hungry crocodiles,
I'm
and
sure a
lots
lot of it
more.
had to do with the
Don't miss
advertisement, 'cause
Pitfall, the smash
these are pretty
hit
great
that everybody
advertisements.
wants. Get it before they're
I'm pumping you up, Dave, before we
all
pop it
gone.
in.
Pitfall,
I know.
designed by David
It
Crane.
better be good
Don't
with all
miss
this
it.
hype.
And now we go to the UK.
This is Pitfall from Activision for your Atari video computer.
Oh, this one's Australia.
Just
Sorry.
the most exciting jungle adventure ever, but a treasure hunt so long and dangerously real, it could almost be a plot to send you mad. So beware the pitfall.
Pitfall, I presume.
Pitfall from
Pitfall,
Activision.
I
Are
presume.
you ready yet?
Oh, funny.
Are you ready? Yeah, so
I am
there he is.
ready.
There's Jack Black.
That's no way. That is Jack Black. That's crazy.
All right, we're going to play some Pitfall. Let's take a look at the box for Pitfall, the first release by Activision for use with your Atari video computer system, bringing on the classic Activision Rainbow. There it is with Pitfall Harry.
All right.
And you saw in the commercial, they said conceived and designed by David Crane. One of the developers was in a television commercial. Can you believe that?
Wow.
Yeah. And the back is introducing Pitfall Harry to the world. Pack up your backpack, meet me in the jungle at dawn. We'll be off to seek a king's ransom and gold, diamonds, and lost treasure in Pitfall Harry's Jungle Adventure, which is kind of the full name. I only call it Pitfall because the front of the box says Pitfall.
Now, what
All right,
else
let's see
is
what
David Crane known for?
Plenty. As far as what we've seen so far, David Crane has done Freeway. He's on Atari. He's one of the first people to leave Atari and form Activision. He's one of the founders of Activision.
Oh, no way. Okay, cool.
Yeah. That's right. We have Paul Rudd coming up later when we do Super Nintendo. All right, so after we do some of this artwork, this is pretty cool. Everything that Activision does, they give you challenges. And if you complete their challenge, you get this patch that you can actually have as a trophy. So this is it, the Activision Explorers Club patch. And then I also have a picture of the survival kit. There's the cartridge we'll be popping in to play some Pitfall. Very nice. And then some advertisement for See You for Lunch, Harry. America's #1 bestseller, and it was. This is one of the biggest games. And I'm going to say this is probably my top, probably for all of 1982, Pitfall.
Really?
Yeah, that's how big this is.
So Dig Dug followed up with Pitfall in one stream.
Yes. Well, we did go to Japan, so it's not like people in the United States were playing Dig Dug while Pitfall came out at the same time, you know?
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, and there's another ad we have for Pitfall, a few other ones. Psst, have you seen Harry? Yes. Classic. So classic. All right, so how do you play Pitfall? Since you haven't played, this will be very interesting. This is the instruction manuals you would have gotten. Picture this. You're deep in the recesses of a forbidden jungle, an unforgiving place few explorers ever survive. But you got courage because you're with Pitfall Harry, the world-famous jungle explorer and fortune hunter extraordinaire. The lure of hidden treasures draws you and Harry deeper and deeper into the bush. But being a great explorer, you wouldn't think of starting such a difficult journey without reading this manual first, very carefully.
I love that they have these brick walls underground. Like
Someone, yeah, it's very, very rustic, right? The object of Pitfall is to guide Harry through a maze of jungle scenes, jumping over and avoiding deadly dangers, helping Harry grab the most treasures in the shortest possible time. So it tells you how to hook up plug that joystick in, and then explains the point value of finding diamond rings, gold bars, silver bars, money bags. You have 20 minutes to complete each adventure. Now, real 20 minutes. The game is timed, and you're basically playing as long as you can, trying to get as much treasure as you can in the world before the time's up. There's 255 jungle scenes through which Harry can travel. 255 different screens. This surpasses Adventure and every other game we played on the Atari 2600 as far as how many screens you can play on.
Is it the same adventure every time?
It is, yeah, it's not roguelike. Yeah, it is the same adventure. So people have mapped out this.
They designed 255 areas to traverse. That's amazing.
And there's 32 different treasures to go through, and this screenshot, well, kind of hard to see there, but this is explaining kind of what the screen is. Your score, the time, how many lives, or they call them replacement Harrys you'll have.
Cool, because that means you get to learn as you, even if you're dying, you're learning how to overcome challenges.
Yes. Love it. And I love how the Atari manual says, this is what that is. That's a scorpion, just so you know. All right, so they have a lot of different skills. You're going to need your joystick and only one button, the red button on the Atari VCS joystick. Practice running left and right. This one is the very first platformer, or jumping platformer for the Atari 2600. We've already seen a few of these for the Magnavox Odyssey 2, but this one's done very, very well. And if you think of it, Donkey Kong isn't even out yet for the Atari 2600. So there is no running and jumping. Pitfall was first on the Atari 2600. And there it is. If you score 20,000 points, and stay tuned, we'll be on for 4 more hours on the live stream, and Dave's going to try to get the high score to join Pitfall Harry's Explorers Club. And there he is, David Crane. Some of the things he's done: Dragster, Fishing Derby, Laser Blast, Freeway, and Grand Prix, all those with Activision. Nice. And then he even gives you tips on how to play. Thanks, David. All right. The other versions are quite a bit. We have the Activision. I have the beta version. We won't be checking the beta out, but I have the European one, the CCE version in Europe. I have some hacks because it's so popular. Yeah, the no walls hack, the steroids hack, Jungle Jane, Pitfall Cupcake, and Pitfall Unlimited are a few because it's so popular that people made hacks of the different versions. We're going to be popping in the very first one. It is April 20th, 1982. This is Pitfall, and you got the joystick in the palm of your hand.
Oh my gosh.
Now, this game is different than other Atari games. Dave did not have to reset the console or select game modes. It is just this game. So
I was just going to say that.
And you're in. He's in, playing and jumping and moving around. Oh, nice. Over the double logs first try.
Now, does this mean I go back to the previous screen? No.
Yes. That was the screen you were just on.
Really? With the scorpion and the pit and everything? Oh. So if I go back here... No, it is different.
Oh, wait, you're right.
So when you go underground, you go in a different direction.
Whoa. Okay, I didn't know that. I played a lot of Pitfall, but I never noticed that the bottom dungeon or under the ground scenes are different than the top.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
So you found a hidden way. You can also go left, I think. If you like, because we're so familiar with like Super Mario, and you go to the right, but this is way before Super Mario. You don't have to do that.
Oh my gosh, it's doing the Tarzan yell. That's great. How do I get off?
Oh, there you go. Yeah, good point, Curtis. Yeah, I think that would be correct.
How do I get off?
You push down on the joystick. Yeah.
Well, I'm on the other side now. So I need to be looking. I need to be looking for the treasure somewhere around here.
Yes, and
if I fall, that doesn't hurt me. Okay.
Yeah, no fall damage.
But I can't get past brick walls, huh?
No, Pitfall Harry's only enemy. Well, that and scorpions and alligators and logs
and tar pits
and tar pits.
Pretty much everything.
Right. When people first played Adventure, that was a game that was beyond the scope of the screen, and it was very impressive. But then we see this one's from the side perspective as a platformer that has never been done on the Atari. And you're getting to have this adventure Look at that. They flash Activision. So all your lives are done, and you can see your score in the top. I think.
Wow, what a game! This is seriously impressive and so much fun to explore. I'm loving it. But how do I start again? Oh, there we go. Okay, I'll keep going, but you can keep talking if there was stuff.
Yeah, go for it. I want to see you cross the pit. Oh,
there we
go.
All right.
I think you could, if you timed it right, I think you could run.
Ooh.
Oh, nice. And the pits sometimes. Oh, that's the actual pitfall, right? Yes.
Hidden pits.
Yeah, the hidden pits. So whenever you go into a new screen, you wait a second, then they show up afterwards.
Okay.
And I don't know if you weren't seeing the chat. Chiptune was warning you about it, and so thanks, Chiptune.
Thanks for trying.
Too cool. And you should be able to clear the scorpion. Oh, total death if you touch it, though. Wow.
Figuring out the timing of jumping scorpions is tough because they try to maneuver when you jump over them to still get you.
Yeah. You won't die if the logs hit you. It's just losing points.
Oh, okay. Good to know. Boy, yeah, you could spend just hours probably mapping out this game world.
Yeah. And people definitely did.
It's so hard to jump over these.
Remember how many treasures there are hidden in this? So within the 255 screens, there's 32 treasures to find. If you can do it within the time limit, at least.
Wow. Oh yeah, you're right. It just takes away some points.
Yeah. That's if you're going to go for score.
All right, let's...
Oh, okay, so if you keep going this way, if you keep going to the right, you'll find the first treasure, but this is the tricky part. The alligators, if their mouths are closed, you can land on them, but if you are on their head, like if you land on their eyeball, I think, on the far right side of the alligator, even with their mouth open, you'll be safe. So if you stay right here, oh, yeah, like that, yeah.
All right, I want to get this treasure. Come on. Oops, I should have waited.
Yeah, if you waited for the alligator to close its mouth, then yeah, it would have done that one.
Oh man.
But yeah, keep going to the right, and then you'll eventually find the first treasure.
Okay, I'll just keep going. We got this. Oh.
I do like the no fall damage. We've already seen a couple games on the computer that when you fall, you die or get hurt.
Right, yeah.
And I'm like, no, don't do that. But this game inspired so much. The whole a flipped screen is what they call these, where you're on one screen, when you move to the other screen, it flips to a new one. And we're going to see this a lot on the home computer or micros in Europe. They're going to be basing a lot off. Oh, nice move there. There you go. And then you should be able to... Oh, yep. Nice and easy.
Right. Ooh. Oh,
he opened his mouth.
I almost had it. All right, I'm going to get it. Oh, pressed the wrong button. All right, last chance. I got this.
Yep, there we go. Nice and easy. Gosh, balancing on alligators. You got it! And now you just have to lose a few points with some logs right there.
All right, so I just keep going right, you say?
Yeah, keep going right. That was probably the first big challenge. If you can cross the alligators, I don't think there's anything... Oh, there's another snake jump.
Snake.
Yeah, so we do have a snake jump once you get to the other side.
I have to jump over the snake?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
There it
All
is.
right.
Oh, wait. I tried to warn you, but that's the one that everyone falls for right there.
I got too excited. I'm sure everybody has fallen for that before.
Oh, yeah. We do have 1 minute. Did you want to try one more, or you say that's good to go?
I think that's probably good for right now. I feel like that's the game in a nutshell. I'd like to end on that.
Yeah, the Pitfall, right?
Right.
So cool. All right. So that is the end of our evening where we got to put our video game playing on pause. Thanks so much for joining me, Dave. I can't believe we fit in Dig Dug and Pitfall. When I saw the order, I couldn't believe that we had these two big ones this close, because we've gone probably 50, 60 games already on like the Commodore VIC-20 and all these computer games popping in and out. So really fun. What are the highlights for you? What do you think is the best part of this evening?
Absolutely, Pitfall blew me away. I love Dig Dug, and I think it's an absolutely fantastic game, but Pitfall, it blew my... I thought I knew what Pitfall was, but it is so much bigger and more interesting than I could have even imagined for this year.
Yeah, we skipped the rating. I'm guessing you're giving that one 5 too?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. That's
okay,
a 5-star game right
We'll
there.
lock it in. We'll lock it in. You got it. All right. As always, thanks so much for coming on the show. Had a blast with you. That's it for today. And like I always say, video gaming is much more fun when you got a friend.
Thanks for having me,
Thanks for checking out the channel and joining me on my quest to play every single video game in order of release. We'll be streaming live every weekday at 9 p.m. Central, so join us and let us know if we missed any games along the way. This video would not be possible without Launchbox, RetroArch, and MAME. Tell all your friends there's some crazy guy named Chronologically Gaming trying to play every single video game. We have links down below that'll send you to places like our Discord and Patreon, and one that says all the video games we've ever played. If you go there, it's a list of everything, and you can click right to the game you want to see. Chronologically Gaming is the name to look for. We are perpetually retro, and we will catch you next time.